in a couple minutes just to let everybody who wants to get in hop on in, and then we'll get started. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Okay. Well, we will go ahead and get started here. So first of all, I'm just gonna introduce myself and then introduce my partner here, Olivia. She can introduce herself, but then we'll get started. I'll kind of run through our little PowerPoint that we have here. Olivia, can you admit these people as they come in? Thank you.
Yes.
I'll run through our PowerPoint here, and then as Olivia had mentioned, we will have a chance for question and answer here at the end. So first of all, my name is Luke. I am the student in charge of Purdue Day of Giving this year. So I'm the vice president of philanthropy for Purdue Foundation Student Board. And we just help UDO with student org challenges. And we put together a toolkit that will help student orgs tap into their alumni networks and really get ready for Purdue Day of Giving. Along with me, I have some members from my committee. So Krista and Kieran, if you see their names pop up, those are also members of my committee, and they will be there to answer questions from you guys at the end as well. With that, Olivia, if you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, of course. So my name's Olivia. You may have gotten some emails from me in the past, but I work with the University Development Office. So I'm kind of behind the scenes of Purdue Day of Giving, working with the team that makes it all possible. So I just kind of assist Luke and all student organizations with everything related to Purdue Day of Giving.
Thank you, Olivia. Olivia is a huge help and a great resource. You'll get a chance to ask her some questions here at the end. So Purdue Day of Giving is April 28th, which is towards the very end of the semester, but there's a lot of work that goes into it before that day. So April 28th, you'll see that on all this logo here. You'll see that branded when this becomes, I guess this is public now information, and this will be branded in our toolkit, and everything else that we release about Purdue Day of Giving will have this date. So first of all, what is Purdue Day of Giving? Also known as PDOG. It is a very successful, you'll see most successful single-day fundraising event for higher education anywhere in the world. So for the past 6 years, we've broken a world record for total amount raised during that day. So very successful and a great way to reach out to the alumni of Purdue University. It'll take place, like I said, April 28th. And the mission of Purdue Day of Giving is we want to motivate and recruit people in the extended Purdue community to give back to our university and to just pave the way for students to continue to succeed at this university. So why should you participate? So many of you guys are probably, the treasurer or the fundraiser or the president of your student org. And so the way that you guys can participate and why you should participate is to raise money for your student org. You can register to be a part of Purdue Day of Giving, and then the name of your student org will show up on our roster, and then alumni can give to your student org when they go in to donate. Registering for Purdue Day of Giving gives your organization a great way to talk to your alumni, to continue to receive support from them, and to build that relationship. And it's easy to participate. So the nice thing about Purdue Day of Giving is we do a lot of the legwork leading up to it. We give you guys a lot of resources. There's plenty of information and things available for you guys to make this day as successful as possible. All you guys have to do is participate, use the resources that we give you, and really work towards that day on April 28th. So past success, I told you a little earlier, the past 6 years, we have broken a world record. You see last year in September, we raised $42.1 million on just over 20,000 gifts. So a great and very successful year, even despite being delayed to September because of the pandemic. We saw a great success last year. You'll notice the 20,000. One of our main goals is to get that 20,000 mark higher. We want the number of gifts that we get each year to continue to increase. The dollar amount, that's great if it increases. That helps us break. I mean, obviously we have to break the past year in order to break the world record. But the number of gifts shows support from the Purdue community. We want that number of gifts to continue to grow, because that shows that Purdue Day of Giving as a whole is being more successful than years past. It's more well known if the gifts increase. So our 2021 goal is to bring even more people. Like I said, we want that number of gifts to grow. Even more people, students, faculty, staff, parents, to be a part of Purdue Day of Giving. We want to make donors feel more connected to Purdue and your organizations through this event. So we think that reaching out to your alumni in this way, it helps to grow that relationship, and it helps to give you a good reason, a good chance to connect with them, and to really grow with them as an organization and reach out to your alumni. And the way that we do that is we use challenges, events, social media. We want to make it as big of a deal as possible. We want this to be all across our social media. On campus, we want alumni to be able to come on campus and see that students are excited about this and they understand the impact of those alumni giving the gifts that they give. So what is your role? As students, you are the face of Purdue Day of Giving. So you are the people that the alumni are going to look at and look for the energy and the excitement coming from you. So the alumni are very much driven by the student voice and the student excitement surrounding Purdue Day of Giving. So we want you guys to be really the face and take a leadership role, especially on social media and other things as well, to get the word out about Purdue Day of Giving. Use the assets that we give you, use the resources. We'll talk about a toolkit here in a few slides. And you're the voice. You're the voice. We want you guys to be on social media, talk to your friends. If you know alumni personally, reach out to them. And we want you guys really to be the catalyst for this day to be as successful as it is. So the Student Organization Toolkit, I mentioned it a couple times. It will be released in mid-March, and it contains all this list of resources here. So we'll give you guys a content calendar. So this includes example posts that you can post, 2 months, 3 months, 1 month, leading up to the day. So like even we have a countdown, I believe, like 5 days before Purdue Day of Giving. We have different posts that you can post to get your alumni excited. So there's a content calendar, there's template emails, logos, the official logos and graphics that I talked about on the first slide, and then challenges information. So a note here at the bottom, student orgs are provided with their own list of challenges that they are eligible for. So if you Google Purdue Day of Giving challenges, it might be a different list of challenges than what you're eligible for. There should be both listed, student and then just general challenges. Just keep in mind, if you are a student org, you are only eligible for the student org challenges. We have kind of two separate lists, so just be on the lookout for that. The one we send out in the toolkit should contain those student challenges. And we also give you guys some videos, tutorials on how to use Canva, how to customize the posts and make them look good, and customize them to your student org. So game theory and challenges. The idea behind the challenges is to invoke some sort of competition, some level of be competitive with other student orgs. So we think that, you know, if student orgs are trying to win these challenges, then they'll be challenged by another student org who's going to, you know, push the bar even higher, and hopefully student orgs can compete and raise the bar. And then, you know, if you win a challenge, you get bonus funds. So that's the incentive for these challenges. And you can see over here, these are all ways to keep track of the challenges. So there's a leaderboard for the different challenges. Student org participation has their own leaderboard that you can keep track of. And then on the day, there's full day challenges, there's hourly challenges, there's challenges that happen even before Purdue Day of Giving happens. Things like that you can do on social media, tweets, you know, the most creative tweet is an example, things like that. Here again is kind of a list of some of the leaderboards. Meet the challenge leaderboard, you might remember from last year. There's hourly and full day. So make sure on the day that you have prepared for these challenges. So we're giving you this list of challenges before Purdue Day of Giving for a reason. It's so that you can prepare for those challenges, so that you can schedule out how you're going to compete during those hourly challenges, who's going to post, you know, during the hour, things like that. So you're all prepared and ready for the day of, to be as competitive as possible for these challenges. So you'll see here the leaderboards are split up into 3 categories. General orgs, this is within the student org category. There's general orgs, Greek and cooperative life, and then rec and sports clubs. These general orgs, the top 8 win bonus funds, and then you see Greek and cooperative, and rec and sports, the top 4 win. So you really can compete in whichever category of these that you fall under. Top 4, that's a lot. You know, it's not just the first person that, or the first org that wins funds, but it's the top 4. So same with general orgs, top 8. So you really have a chance, even if you're a new org, to compete in these challenges. So with that, I hope I explained some things, but if you have questions, please let us know. That is what Kieran, Krista, and Olivia and I are here to answer. If you have any questions, but we would be happy to hear them. I can run back through the slides if you have questions. I will stop the screen share and let you guys ask some questions.
And if you don't want to speak out loud, feel free to type your question in the chat as well.
Well, I can throw my email in the chat, and you guys can email me if you have any questions. And then, like Olivia said, she's happy to answer any questions. We also have an exec account. If you want to email that, we can answer any questions. So please, if you're in question whether to ask, you know, let us know. Like, don't be afraid to ask a question. We want to answer. We want you to be more prepared rather than less. So
I actually have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I don't think my mic was working earlier. So you said that there were going to be like challenges, and you know, this is my organization's first kind of push to, you know, participate in the Day of Giving. So I just wanted to ask, like, if you have any examples of what those would be like. I mean, I know you said it depends on, you know, what your organization is, but those are like, what have you seen in the past?
Yeah, Olivia, you can jump in here, but I'll just list a few. There's, like I said, there's a Twitter, there's like a most creative tweet challenge. I know there's some photo one. There's like a selfie challenge. Those are just some that I've seen in the past, but Olivia, if you want to jump in.
Yeah, I can jump in. So you will actually get an exact list of what those challenges look like for this year in March. So you'll get that about a month in advance, so you'll be able to better prepare. But I know, especially for ones in September, they're fresh in my mind, so I can list some of those. But mostly they relate to social media. So most creative Twitter post, or like most creative Instagram photo that has to do with Purdue Day of Giving. And they go, or they differ by the hour. So every hour there's a different challenge. Usually they're related to social media. I know there's some that are titled user generated content. So that's probably what you'll see most often. And then I know one challenge is like, if you're the 200th hashtag on this post, you can win a bonus amount. So it really just depends, but just to give you a heads up, they mostly have to do with social media and posting and that kind of thing.
And
Okay, awesome.
there's usually a hashtag that's associated with those. So then the University Development Office can find everyone's post and then give out those funds that way. So make sure to put that on your caption.
I have last year's content calendar up if anyone wants to, if I can screen share, if anyone wants a better idea of what that looks like. But yeah, they basically hit all the points. I just didn't know if you guys wanted a visual.
Maybe if there's any we didn't hit on, you could read those off. Any that are a little bit different than just a Twitter post or a photo.
I honestly think most of them are social media related. Yeah, so
That's
you guys
a lot.
pretty much hit it. Yeah.
Are there any other questions related to the challenges or the overall timeline of when you'll get this information?
Keep in mind the deadline to register is the 31st, which is this Sunday, I believe.
Yes.
So make sure to get your registration for your student org in before that date. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, thanks for hopping on, and we'll send that toolkit out in mid-March with hopefully some answers to your questions. The list of challenges will be included in that. So absolutely reach out to us before then or after then, and we'd be happy to answer any other questions. But thanks so much for hopping on. I won't take any more of your time, but appreciate it, guys, and you have a great week.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.